City Limits Homestead. Today we're going to be working on the old tractor. We're going to put a drive belt on it, get the battery back in, and possibly get around to throwing some tires on the wagon that I've got. Getting ready for the spring. Things have got to get done so we can get the garden in. So please like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell button so you get notifications. And let's get to work. You got 3 pulleys here. 1, 2, 3. This here is your actual drive pulley, the one up here in the front when you're standing at the tire looking at it. This is your drive pulley. This is the one that connects to the motor from the drive shaft. This here is the one that turns the differential for the tires. And then this one in the middle is your idler tensioner pulley. It's quite simple. Just throw it up and over like so, on front or back. Yes, it is supposed to be tight. It does help if you have the right belt. You get it on, start it on the bottom, and just pull it around, and then it'll slide on there. Now I got a little bit of play in this spring and stuff up here. That's for the clutch. Loosens it up. When you got it all the way, you're good and tight. I got everything moving. Now when you do this, you want to go across to the other side and adjust your brake as well. Now when you're doing your brake, you come over here when you're adjusting your clutch, because you can do that on the other side there. But you come over, this is your bar that connects to your clutch and your brake. Hooks to here. This is your tensioner pulley, clutch lever. It comes down and comes across right to here, to this bar. It comes across, comes down here, and comes across here. And that is your brake right down here. This rod right here. You can adjust it down here. This right here, this rod is how you adjust your brake. There's a nut right here that you tighten up, and it'll tighten up your brake for you. Now I got my brake adjusted as high as it'll go and as tight as it'll go. So a lot of times I don't use it. A lot of times I don't use the brake. I just push the clutch in to go. Everything I've got is pretty flat. So yeah, if you need the brake, the pad probably could be replaced on this one. It is a little thin. But yeah, when you're adjusting that, spray a little bit of WD-40 on it, or PB Blast or something to make it easier in the threads. So yeah, that's it for the tractor today. I'm gonna go grab the wagon, replace the tires on it, and then yeah, I'm not gonna take it out and test drive it every time I do something to it, because like now I'm getting ready to do some work on it. I'm getting the steel this weekend to start doing the sleeve hitch that I'm doing on it. So it's just, instead of getting everything out of the way, it's just easier to leave it up here where I'm going to work on it at, let it be. So let's go grab the wagon. I guess I should have told you guys, today is just pretty much doing chores, getting ready to get things ready for the spring. It's a nice day out, take advantage of it while I can. That's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I got the wagon here. Got a couple bad tires on it. I ran it flat for a little too much the other day. Well, actually back in the fall. My fault, my stupidity. But I got tires and new inner tubes for it, and we're gonna go ahead and get that set up. This is one of my favorite tools, valve core tool remover. Yes, the inner tubes are holding a little bit of air, but we gotta take the air out to go ahead and replace the inner tube. It's quite simple. You just shove it in there and unscrew the thing. That's the little thing that holds, if I can get it to focus, that's the little thing that holds your tire pressure in on your car. Every tire that you have, that's what does it. Now, yeah, it is easier if you actually have the machines and stuff like that to do this, but you can actually do this at home with a couple screwdrivers. It's quite simple. The hardest part is actually putting it back on and not putting a hole in your inner tube. So what I like to do first is go ahead and grab the inner tube that's in here and try and get it out if you can. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. This one's gonna be a pain. So the big thing is watching your valve stem so it doesn't go back in the hole. Sometimes you have to get the tire up. Kind of like this to get that inner tube out. So at this point in time is when you really do want to pull out that inner tube. So I might be able to save this inner tube. The main reason why I'm replacing things is because of the tires. But if I can save the inner tube, then I might as well. If it still holds air, at least I've got one just in case now. So let's put the valve core back in and the cap back. All right, let's get the rest of the tire off. It's quite simple as well. Come in from underneath. You hold it up, boom, just like so. Now, I think this is the main tire that I needed to replace. And a lot of it's because of the dry rotting. Right here, you can, right up and in here, you can see the dry rotting. Might be the other tire that really needed to be replaced instead of this one, but I found a good deal, so I'm going to replace them both. Putting the new tires are on, just as easy as taking the old ones off. Yeah, it's a little bit easier if you put a little bit of lube on them. Dish soap, or they actually have what's called tire lube. I don't use it a lot of times because a lot of times I don't need it. So we'll see if I do today. Now this is going on real easy. Putting them both down and around, both sidewalls, just like so. Now, we got to get the one back off so we can put the inner tube in. So, these tires don't make sense. They say they're tubeless, but they came with an inner tube. Come on. Maybe they figured I'd mess it up somehow. There we go. Got that part off, popped it up. Throw the new inner tube in. Get your inner tube in there. Always, first thing you want to get in, once you get it in there, is that valve stem. Put your cap on so it don't fall back out. And then just collapse your tire back. And it's putting it back on. Now when you're putting your tire back on, this is where it does get a little difficult at. You want to keep some pressure somewhere on it. Sometimes you got to use a set of vice grips. So I'm going to hold that one there. Hold it over here on one side and just stretch it out. And this is where, like, you would put vice grips right here. You kind of got to be careful not to put a hole in your inner tube. Yep, I got to get vice grips. You can see how I put the vice grips on there. Just makes it a little bit easier because that holds my pressure. So now all I got to do is hold a hand down here, keep some pressure on it. On this side, and I don't have to worry too much about that side. This is where the lube would really help out. Tire lube, soapy water. Yeah, if the wife is in there doing dishes, go ahead and steal some of her water from her. If it was only that simple. But it's about the same thing. And boom. You got a tire on there. All you got to do is air it up, give it a shot of grease, and then, yeah, you got a new tire on there. Let's do the other side. Go get some air in it. Now, it does only call for 30 psi. I put a little bit more in it because you see these lines here, but then over here I've only got one line. I'm hoping that as I run it, it'll adjust out, but yeah. Get some air out of there. Yeah, it says it right here. 30 psi on the side of the tire. Max load 300. It's a garden cart. We don't need to overload it. There we go, 30 psi. And then just like the other side, put a little bit of grease in it. Wipe it off. There we go. Got our wagon done. All right, guys, so now we got that done. Got the cart, I'm just pulling it behind me. But yeah, so we're gonna head back here and go ahead and do this step today. So yeah, that way it makes it a little bit easier. Got the cart done, and yeah, we'll do the step and I will show you that, guys. When you're building a retaining wall, just doing a step like this, the foundation is the most important thing. Now, I added onto my driveway, put in a retaining wall. So I've got this material here, which is, they call that dense grade. So you take the dense grade, you put it down underneath the block, and then you level your block out. Now I'm going to show you guys how I do it. You can do it your own way. Some people use a rubber mallet, dead blow hammer. I try and level it out as much as possible on the ground. Pack down the dense grade with my foot, unless I've got a big area, and then I build up. So let's get back to work today. Now, yes, I just threw a block down on the ground. Let's see if it's level. Fairly close. All right, so now I've got an idea of what I've got to do to level it out with the shovel. I know where I've got to dig, stuff like that. Always go a little bit bigger. You can hear that dense grade hitting the shovel underneath. So, let's take this right about there. Now we're way off, but that's okay. I know now I gotta dig on this side. Level. Okay. Now we got to put in the dense grade. I do have some extra on my wheelbarrow, just in case, because we can adjust with it too. There we go. Get my block on there. We're low on this side, so peel it up. And I put in some dense grade. Try and spread it out, get it nice and level. Kind of shimmy it into place. We're good that way. Now, okay, shimmy the back in. Now we're good. Try and get the big pieces out of here. Alrighty. We're high here. This side needs to come up. But to make it level with the other one, we got to take some from this side. So that's what we do. Still a little high there. We're good there. All right, so we're a little bit high. I've got a little trick. Really not a trick, but it's a tool you have with you all the time. You just, boom, like so. And we're within. A little high in the back, like so, and we're within. There we go. Now, if that's all you needed was one little block like that, you'd be okay. Now, with mine, on the other side of this wall, you got to step up and over. So let's make it easy. That's what I'm trying to do here. Get you guys set back up. There we go. So with what I'm doing, you'd be okay doing it this way if you only needed one step. Now, I need 2 steps. So I've actually got to pick my block back up. I wanted to show you guys this for the 1 step. I got to pick my block back up and turn it because I'm doing 2 steps or 2 blocks. So, just like that. And it's the same thing. Make sure you're level. A little bit high over here. I'm back in spec. Line them up. I can tell I'm a little high back here. Put a little bit of pressure. Pound it in if you can. Still a little high, so I gotta get my fancy dancy stomper out. Give it a good stomp. Now we're within. Okay, so now we're gonna do the second step, which is the easiest part. With these bricks being a little bit wet, you should put down a glue, like liquid nail or something like that. But with them being wet, I'm not gonna do that. I will do that at a later date because I gotta do all my caps on my retaining wall still. But all you gotta do, just like so. Take it back. Now, there's that. Don't drop them on there, because I could throw everything out from underneath. But now you got a little step there. That's how you do that. Now the other thing you guys can do is back here on the back, you can put gravel in there, which I am going to do. You can put gravel on either side, all the way around it, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to put some in the back because I don't mind getting the weed eater in there to weed eat that little bit of spot. I got a low spot over there, so I'm going to pile that dirt up there and level things out. So yeah, making some good changes here. If you guys like this episode on the City Limits Homestead, please like, subscribe, hit that bell, and guys, let's hit that 250. So get this out there, start sharing this stuff to your friends. The stuff's about to start getting real good. I've got a video that's I'm getting ready to come out with, where I'm going to be planting some seeds for the garden. I'm going to be building a greenhouse in my basement. So just an area that keeps everything in there, keeps the heat, the humidity. So we've got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of videos to be made. So send this out to your friends. Again, 250 subscribers. I'll send out a t-shirt, a free t-shirt to somebody. I'm getting them made. So it's going to be the logo, the image that you see at the very front of this. I will offer some colors to you, but we got to get there first. So let's get there, get this out there. And remember, hit that bell, like, give me the thumbs up, and subscribe. And guys, it's amazing where we're going to be going this year. So thanks for watching. Have a good night.